Now, let's get real.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
What they say? What they say?
Shut up. Anyway.
What?
I don't know.
I
I already
said
know where you're
nothing
going.
wrong.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. But
And as I say that, my wife's voice creeps in my ear.
mhm. But I'm gonna put it like this. All right,
Yes.
we know where we're gonna start off, and that is
Mhm.
with what happened during the preseason football game between the Chicago Bears and the Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh, jeez. Okay. All right, listen. You know what? I wasn't going to open with this, but I I I better
Go ahead.
because they're hear me and hear me well, Midwest Committee of Bear Idiocy. Caleb Williams ain't got it yet. I'll concede the yet because he's a rookie and there's time that needs to be taken.
Yeah.
However, you know who Caleb Williams reminds me of as far as an athlete goes?
Who?
Joel Embiid.
Joel Embiid.
Joel freaking Embiid. I'll
Why is
explain
that?
why in this sentence.
Okay.
Physical tools are great. Mentally, you ain't got it.
What do you
Until
mean?
you learn, Caleb Williams, that you have a team around you, you're going to be a bigger bust than Ben Simmons.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up
Yes, sir.
because a lot of people are saying, didn't you see the athleticism of Caleb Williams? Did you see the athleticism and how he's able to run through and find the big holes? I'm like, yes, but again, that's going back to what made us want to believe in Justin Fields. It's the exact same thing, and what I saw, and people don't agree, what
Of
I
course.
saw was that Caleb Williams holds onto the ball too long.
And what I saw, along with the fact that he holds on to the ball too long, i.e., Justin Fields, is what did I say last week? His footwork.
Yeah.
Look at the times he was in the pocket, well protected, and yet he still got happy feet.
Yep.
And that ain't a good thing.
No. There was one, like the one where he made a rushing touchdown. You could tell that he was scrambling. It's like,
Mhm.
I'm looking, and I'm like, you got two open receivers. Why are you not throwing it to them?
And why did you take so long to get to them in
And
your progressions?
and right, it's like you have to start. They have to work on making quick reads with Caleb. I don't
Yeah.
know if he's never had that before.
No, he's
In
always
college.
had time. And that's the thing I've said about that's the thing I'll continue to say about Caleb Williams. He hasn't got it yet. And I know that takes time. Some of the best quarterbacks, i.e., Montana, Steve Young, Randall Cunningham, many others had to take the time to um, learn to play quarterback. But I bring it to the mind of Bill Walsh, the late great Bill Walsh. You know what he loved most about Joe Montana?
What's that?
His feet,
Right.
his footwork.
Because what's going to happen, I already see. Well, let's also look at that, right? You just
Mhm.
said the key word. What has Caleb Williams always had? Time.
Time.
Something that he will not have behind that offensive line.
Nope. Nope. He
Because
won't.
I saw the exact same thing that I've seen every single Bear season.
The offensive line is a sieve.
Yep. The minute
That
they start
offensive line is
putting,
horrible.
the minute they put one blitzer, that O line
Mhm.
falls apart. The
And
O
we've
line
seen
falls
that
apart.
And we've seen that so many times throughout the last few Bears seasons. Their offensive line is nothing but 300-pound turnstiles. Thank
Mm-hmm.
you, Cole Johnson.
And then, and so that's going to leave Caleb with very little time, precious little time to actually go through his progressions. So they're going to have to teach him quick reads, how to read
Yep.
the defense quickly. And do you trust Matt Eberflus to show him how to do that?
Give me this button. Repeat your question, if you would, please, kind sir.
Do you trust Matt Eberflus, or if you call him
Say it right.
Eberflus,
Thank you.
to teach him how to make quick reads of the defense?
I believe this is your answer.
Hell no, to the no, no, no. Hell to the no, hell to the no, to the no, no, no.
And do you trust that offensive coordinator Shane Waldron, who came from Seattle, where he had to get Geno Smith back in shape? That should give you an idea how much they have in the shop right there. That should tell you Shane Waldron. First of all, I'm just gonna have to put a quarter in the swear jar.
Mm-hmm.
Who the hell is Shane Waldron?
No clue.
Apparently, he was an offensive coordinator with the Seattle Seahawks.
You brought up names. Geno Smith. That should be all that you need to know.
Thank you. That should tell you. That should tell you everything you need to know about Shane Waldron.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ever, until I see different, and my ass is old. Okay, I've seen football for 4 decades. I've seen what an offense looked like, even with the evolution of football into the West Coast offense, in which every team in the NFL is running a version thereof.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I pose the question, and who's the godfather of the West Coast offense?
That'd be the man up in San Fran, correct?
Bill Walsh.
Bill Walsh. Mr. Walsh.
Bill Walsh. Now, you have this version of the West Coast offense, which basically is a fast break. Get the ball down the field
mm-hmm.
in less than 3 seconds. Unfortunately, when you have rushers that come after Caleb Williams and he gets happy feet, guess what's going to happen? He's going to go down.
He's going to go down, or he's going to throw errant throws. Because what do we all say? If you're going to start going downfield, you got to plant your feet.
Thank you, Victor.
Plant your feet.
Plant your feet.
Step into your throw so that you get that trajectory. You get that that power.
You know who had so many problems as a Bears quarterback in setting his feet? I believe his name is Rex Grossman.
Jay Cutler,
and to a point, Jim McMahon. And I say,
to a degree.
Look, to me, the best. We'll save that for the next segment.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a snowman's take about Caleb Williams, and I stand by my words. He ain't got it. I know it's going to take time for him to get it. I know it's going to take a lot of practice for him to get it, but he was displaying the problems that you see with Caleb Williams right now. He was displaying at Southern California.
Right.
You know where his best days were? Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Go back to the 2021 season, especially the game where they beat Texas, which put Caleb Williams on the map anyway.
Well,
when they came all the way back and beat them.
Well, I mean, look at the Sooners. The Sooners know offensive lines.
Mm-hmm. The Sooners know offense, from Barry Switzer to Lincoln Riley to I cannot think of this coach's name. Bob Stoops. There's the name.
Stoops. I mean, look at one of the top prospects who was in a lineman, Dr. Steve Williams.
Mm-hmm. I'll give you another one. Trent Williams, best damn left tackle in the game.
They know
49ers.
They know how to protect a quarterback. And Caleb Williams he got kind of spoiled having a very talented, competent offensive line. You ain't got that in Chicago.
What was that? What was that second word you used?
Talented, competent. Yeah,
competent.
You ain't got that in Chicago.
You can have all the talent you want on an offensive line, but if you can't put them together, then your quarterback's not going to do anything. Let me say 5 names that are familiar to my partner Victor. You should know these names, left to right: Mark Tuinei, Nate Newton, Mark Stepnoski, Larry Allen, and Eric Williams.
Yeah,
the line of the 90s, and you replace Mark Stepnoski with Derek Kennard.
Yeah,
okay. It should be very familiar. And before Larry Allen showed his big ass up, and I love Larry Allen. Love Larry Allen. you had a fella named Kevin Gogan out of Washington.
Right. The thing
Competency along the offensive line or lack thereof is going to doom Caleb Williams and shut these moronic people in Chicago up. Let me give you another competent offensive line, left to right. These names should sound familiar. Steve Wallace, Jesse Sapolu, Randy Cross, Guy McIntyre, Harris Barton.
Mm-hmm.
Won you 2 Super Bowls with that offensive line.
Yep.
2.
Yes, sir.
The same with the line I just said for the Cowboys in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
2A, Newton, Stepnoski, Gogan, and Williams. You flip out Gogan for Larry Allen, and you got that 3rd Super Bowl that they won in Phoenix, Arizona.
And that's why Troy Aikman was able to step into his throws.
And as much as I hated the Cowboys of the 90s, I respect the hell out of how they were built.
Speaking of which, stepping into throws, Dak Prescott.
Save that for next segment. Save that because I know there's some random musings, and I saw the same thing you did over the weekend. Okay.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
And you wonder why I love you so much, just for those reactions alone. Anyway, to wrap this up, Caleb Williams, you ain't worth it. I said this on Rod Peterson's show. I've said this on other shows, and I'll say it here on my flagship show. Wasted pick, wasted money. And until you prove me wrong, thank you to the late, great Chris Benoit, I stand by my words.
I would say this. You're going to have to learn to go through your progressions a lot faster because you cannot hold the ball. You cannot hold on to the ball that long. You got to have a clock in your head to get that ball out of there as soon as
1,001,
possible.
1,000. What were we taught, Victor? 1,001, 1,002.
1,000. Yep. 1,002, 1,003.
If you see a lineman at 1,003, get the hell out of there.
I mean, we used to do 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, throw.
Yep. And I'll say it again. If you see a lineman coming at you at 3 Mississippi, get the hell out of there.
Get out of there.
Get the hell out of there. It's pretty simple. And you know who you're going to love this one. Do you know who some Midwest Committee of Bear Idiocy members, chief members, I say,
oh boy,
had the absolute unmitigated gall and half nerve to compare Caleb Williams to?
Who?
You ready for this?
Who?
Steve Young.
Okay. A little too early to pass on that praise, sir, or sirs, or madams. Or,
you know that. I know that. Caleb Williams will never, ever, 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 and a snowman means ever, be Steve Young. Ever.
He's got a long way to go.
And he ain't going to get there. I stand by my words when it comes to Caleb Williams. He sucks. As a prospect and as a quarterback. Can time change that? Absolutely. I had the same opinion about Anthony Richardson.
Yes,
but Anthony Richardson showed me something. I had the same opinion about one CJ Stroud. And CJ Stroud made a flat-out liar out of me. Right. And I said that the night of the draft. Victor was with me. Dietz was with me. CJ Stroud made a liar out of me. Anthony Richardson is going to make a liar out of me
and now
this season.
Now we need to see if Caleb can do that. And that line's got to get better. That
line's got to be replaced.
It does.
Let's just go ahead and say it the way it needs to be said.
Kick them all out.
That line's got to, thank you. Blow it up. Start from the beginning. Because you ain't got it.
Nope.
This offensive line is a sieve. And it will always be a sieve until the people upstairs figure out your product has to get better, and that starts where? With the offensive line. Take lessons from the Indianapolis Colts. Hell, take lessons from the Kansas City Chiefs. And you know the next team I'm throwing at you.
The 49ers.
Take lessons from the San Francisco 49ers.
If nothing else, take lessons from the Houston Texans.
Man, look.
If nothing else.
The Houston Texans made a liar out of me.
Out of all of us.
And I don't mind one damn bit.
You know why?
You know why? Because as a sports fan and a sports journalist of some 28 years, I love being proven wrong.
Yes.
I haven't been proven wrong about LeBron James yet, but that's a discussion for another time.
That's just for Wednesday.
That's a that might happen later. You never know.
Oh boy.
And I have reasons for that.
Okay.
I have reasons for that, but that'll be later. In the meantime, Caleb Williams, you suck. Period. Justin Fields, you suck worse.
He's Pittsburgh's problem now, so I don't care.
They still tie him to Chicago, though.
Of course they do.
Listen to the Midwest Committee of Bear Idiocy members. Who are they comparing Caleb Williams to?
Steve Young, as you just said.
Or Justin Fields?
Oh, and I still have people still proclaiming that Justin Fields should have stayed in Chicago. He was on the cusp of being something great.
No, he wasn't.
I know that,
No.
you know that, but
we actually think critically.
this is
To
the
borrow
Midwest
your
Committee of Bear Idiocy. This is how they think.
We think critically, as you often say.
Exactly.
When y'all get it together, Chicago, then maybe you can come talk to me. But as a fellow who has watched football since 1980, I've seen better.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all ain't it. That's Snowman's take. What is yours? Coming up after the break, the random musings of as he goes off on his Cowboys. And I know every single reason. Trust me. Then the reasons are quite valid. Very valid. Beginning next Monday and on through season 11, Snowman in the Morning will come your way at 11 a.m. Eastern. We're early today because I had some things happen where I can open it up, but McCoffee is not going to be with us. So what's going to happen as I give you this programming note, you know, on Mondays where we had Ryan open the first hour and Jay close the second hour, that's going to flip. That's going to flip. And that begins next Monday. And I can't find the button I'm looking for. Dag nabbit. So let me just say, back in a flash.